I hate pot. I love Seth Rogen, but I still hate pot. And don't even get me started on mushrooms. So I'm sure that, I would imagine, I can't say I'm sure, that Seth and lots of other people think they wouldn't be as great if not for marijuana and revelations and whatever other aspects of how it's part of their lives. And we'll never know, but I would venture to say, as great as they are, and he is great, they'd be even greater without it. I don't mean without it as in just quit tomorrow. I mean without it as in other ways of being without it. So, you can hear sometimes in the way that somebody speaks about it, it's with a kind of opening defensiveness, kind of challenging you to challenge it. And anytime, that's just not just about marijuana or drugs in general. Whenever you hear that, you kind of, you gotta, whenever you're doing that yourself, which I do, we all do, you gotta kind of examine what's going on. What's the reason? What is it? What are your own sneaking suspicions and doubts? Time and time again, I see people just give up too much and lose their ability to be rational or to understand someone else's needs or point of view. There's a kind of an inconsideration that goes along with devoted habitual use of anything. So, and I mean, I'd venture to say that I could be wrong, and that the same can be said of anything, and we all have stuff, and it's all kind of equal. But for me, what makes me sad is when I hear the expression of pain that comes from trauma and other kinds of expression presented in a way that is so damaging, not just to the presenter, but to the recipient of the presentation, and where I really know, because I've seen that person without drugs, that the destructive nature of that presentation would cease with the cessation, the proper cessation of the drug use. It's the drugs talking thing that I think estranges people, makes for really bad judgment calls that have repercussions in our lives. And I guess I'm making a value judgment saying that those things may happen anyway, but really, in honor of a weed, we're in Houston and working, and what actually made me think of this was a recent Seth Rogen appearance on television. He's amazing, but it was a weed commercial, a commercial about weeds and how hard they are to get rid of, and that started this train of thought.